You're listening to Talking Teesdale, a regular podcast covering Barnard Castle and the surrounding villages. Brought to you in association with the Witham Community Arts Centre.
So here we are again. Welcome along to Talking Teesdale with me, Stuart Laundy, and
me, Jane Woodward.
And we're delighted with your company once again. We've had some very nice comments back, which is always appreciated. There is one thing I wanted to mention to you this week.
Go on then.
I'm a bit concerned that you're turning into a bit of a diva.
A bit of a diva?
Ever since we appeared on TikTok.
Oh yeah.
You've come into the studio. You've come into the
studio. Yes.
You've come into the studio this week with a rider longer than half the acts that come into the Witham.
Well, the thing is, Stuart, you did make me a co-host. So to me, co-host means that I should have equal status, but I don't have a nice comfy seat like you. So when am I going to get a nice swivelly comfy chair?
Is that why you brought the nice biscuits today? Was that something of a sweetener?
Maybe.
I mean, when it comes to biscuits, you are known as Jane Own Brand Woodward.
What cheek!
And then in your wonder today with Kit Kats and triple chocolate cookies and things.
And what is it that you said to me? I like Kit Kats, but don't get the four-fingered variety.
That's only because I'd eat them all.
Well, what about sharing?
Certainly not.
You can share a four-fingered Kit Kat.
Enough of such shenanigans. We've got another nice podcast this week, I think. Coming up, we'll be chatting to Colin and John from the Meet Committee, a bit of a chat about what's coming up at the Meet this year. And then we'll be chatting to friend of the podcast, Peter Dixon, once again. This time, not about comedy, but about the Saturday specials?
Sessions.
Yes. I always call them specials. All the way through talking to Peter, I was calling them Saturday. It's because there was that programme when I was a kid. Saturday special, I think.
Yes,
or Seaside special or something like that.
Yes, yeah.
Maybe before your time.
I think it was, yeah.
On there. And then you'll be back a little bit later as we discuss what's coming up in the next week or two.
I will, yes.
In the meantime, sit back and enjoy a Kit Kat.
I will.
So I'm joined this week by two members of the Barnard Castle Meet Committee because we're in May and obviously it's Barney Meet time. I've got Colin Glasper and John Emerson with us. Gents, good morning.
Good morning.
And so it's that time of year again. Still going strong, John?
It's still going strong. What was it, 1885 it started off, and we're coming up to 2025. So if I do my numeracy right, it's 140 years.
The benefits of a classical education on there. And the theme this year, Colin, is it sort of coincides with something that's going on across the region.
It coincides with the 200th anniversary of the Darlington-Stockton Railway. So we incorporated that into our theme, which is transportation, which can be anything from horse and cart, bike, car, tractor, anything you like, you know. Obviously trains would be great as well to push that. I think we have one or two people going in with some kind of train, and Chris Footwood, who is part of the local railway group, they are putting something together. Exactly what, I don't know, but it's something along that lines to do with the locomotion first railway. So that should be interesting to see. And hopefully it'll be a good turnout for everybody concerned.
Now, the main stuff, as always, takes place over the bank holiday weekend, but there are one or two things happening in advance. We've got an exhibition. It's not the first time they've had the exhibition here.
No, we had it last year. We had a meat exhibition, and thanks to the Witham Hall people that we had the exhibition in the room opposite us. So we'll be putting all our memorabilia in, going back quite a few years, photographs, everything from pictures, fancy dress, photographs and everything. So that would be very good for people to come and see from the 20th of May to the 2nd of June. And also, prior to the big weekend, we've got the shop window competition.
Now, that's always popular.
Yeah, it is. And it's the theme is, funny enough, transportation. We've hit the button, haven't we? So, going on from there. So that them's events prior to it. So it leads up to the main weekend as we are going into the Saturday, the 24th of May.
And it's something that's sort of started over the last few years, hasn't it? With the Saturday morning events, the car boot sale and the fun run. I think the fun run could do with one or two more runners, couldn't it?
Yes, well, if you want to volunteer, Stuart, you can very much so. We'll take your application here and now.
But I think with my dodgy knees, I think my running days are past me at the minute. I could maybe walk along the domains. That's about it, really.
Well, I might put a gun behind you. That might shift you. But yeah, we hope that the fun run, the 5K and the 2K, will sort of like build up as the years go on. Because if we remember going back in the 80s, 90s, we had the 5-mile fun run and the 10-mile fun run that came right through the town, and it was a marvellous experience to see that on the Sunday actually to come through the town. But because of all the health and safety and the requirements that we said we couldn't do it. But anyway, we're building up for that and look forward to seeing people coming into it. And obviously we've got all the facilities. We've got the first aid people there if it's needed, Stuart. We've got an iron lung.
An iron lung for me. Yeah, very good.
As regards the fun run, we are incorporating with the park run, which is trying to get built up in the town. And we've said that any proceeds from our fun run this year we'll donate towards the cost of the fun park run being set up. And hopefully those people are coming along to help and support us as well. We've got a couple of the Athletics Club and I think the Soul Sisters running group. I think they're taking part and helping with the marshalling and everything. So it's a community thing as well. So fingers crossed that all goes well.
Yeah, that's good. It's like you say, it's good to see it building up over.
Yeah.
It's been on the last couple of years, and so hopefully we get a bit of traction with that.
Yeah.
Now, one of my favourite events always is the pet show.
Well, the pet show, 2 p.m. I think I'm going to be the invigilator, not the judge, but I'm going to be announcer. So as I say here now, it goes from having a mouse to an elephant, because we said the various categories, but obviously dogs and cats, anything, just you bring down. We've got a judge that's into the pets, isn't she? We've just taken her on it the last time, and she'll be very experienced at it. So, and we have any first, second and thirds, but for all categories, we've got rosettes and everything. So I'm looking forward to be the administrator and the sound operative for it.
Over the years, I've taken pictures of all sorts of strange-looking creatures, giant snails. There's usually giant snails about, and various reptiles, which make for a strange sight walking along the domains. And as well as the pet show, we've got dog agility this year.
Yeah, the dog agility people, obviously they've got a club and they're willing to support us this year, so they're going to put a show on the lower domains. So that'll be a lovely exhibition on the lower domains.
So the dog agility sounds absolutely brilliant. And of course, on the domains over the weekend, we've got all sorts of live music and entertainment.
Yes. So from 3 o'clock on the Saturday afternoon, we've got the local affinity choir group, which is based, I believe, at Startford Community Centre. They're going to be performing for round about an hour. After that, we've got some of the youth bands, youth musicians who are based at the TCR Hub. Tom Whitaker, the guy there, has got these together, and we're going to give them an hour or so to spot on stage, give them a bit of experience being live on stage in front of hopefully a large audience, and that should be good for them.
I spot on here as well a fairground organ. I don't remember seeing one of those before.
Yes, that's a guy called Stuart Wright. He's based at Durham.
Oh.
He's an undertaker. And he has got this fairground organ, and we saw it, John and I and a couple of other members of the committee last year up at the August Bank Holiday car boot sale at Startford at Cutherston. And we just thought it would be a bit of an attraction for people. Going back, it's historical, it's entertaining and everything else. So he's coming along on the Saturday morning from roughly about 10, 11 o'clock till about 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
And then on Sunday, Sunday's really music day, isn't it? All afternoon and into the early evening.
Correct, yes. It's from 1 o'clock. We have five artists on. Caitlin Morrow, which I believe is just one artist, single lady. And then there's a group called Five from Here and One from There, which I believe...
Where do they get the names
which
from?
I believe is Andy Eden and his crew.
All right.
He changes his name each year.
Each year, doesn't he? Comes along in a different guise all the time.
Another group called North Road. And then we have JD and the Woodsman, who we had on last year. And we thought they were very good. We've given them a later spot this year. Hopefully more people around for them. And then a local brand, the Channel 4 News team, which seem to be doing very well locally. And then on the Sunday afternoon as well, we have Kyle Swanky Sports doing 3 one-hour sessions for children. Now you can book this via online. It's free, I believe. And we are standing the cost of it. So that is on the Sunday afternoon for roughly about 3 hours.
Oh,
and then obviously we've got the food and the bar, and then there's other children's entertainment provided by the Teesdale Lions. We have a couple of small fairground rides there and various other things, yeah.
And then it all builds up to the big parade on Monday, which is always a highlight, isn't it, John?
It's always a highlight, and thinking of it now, we just hope the weather is fine. We've had good 3 weeks of weather, and this is the ultimate thing, the Grand Fancy Dress Parade, and we're looking forward to it. It takes quite a bit of organising, and may I say at this time, we fulfilled our expectations of having 40 volunteers on road closures, so accolades to all those people that come forward. And may I mention accolades to the people that go behind the bar. We've got over 20 people. We could not manage this. We have a small committee of about 7, but sometimes it's better to have a small committee, but when the volunteers step forward at the weekend, it goes. So I'd just like to give an accolade to volunteers. And so the Great Fancy Dress Parade, and obviously judging is the present Mayor of Barnard Castle, Paul Ing. So he'll be judging it. We mentioned transport, but I must say anybody can go in with anything you want to do, right? And I don't know whether I'm going in this year. If I went in this year, it'd be my 56th time. But I haven't got things sorted out. My mate here, I think he's got 1 or 2 things sorted out. But I may miss it, I may be in. But wait and see.
We'll be in.
Wait and see. So
it's the usual thing. Meet up at Glaxo for judging, and then the parade starts at 1 o'clock.
Then we dive down onto the domains again for another great afternoon. We've got live music, and then we've got a children's magician on as well, which is marvellous. And obviously we've got all the entertainment, the food bar, 12 noon till 8 p.m. And obviously we've said accolades to the volunteers, and I would like to give accolades to my fellow committee people who have really been there for the last 12 months. And as we're coming to the end of the day, we would like to think that this could go on to the 141st meet next year. And we look for volunteers to come on the committee when we have another meeting, probably in August or September. But step forward, don't be frightened. We're quite a fun group. We enjoy ourselves.
Just one thing we've maybe didn't mention there, on both the Sunday and the Monday, we do have an open mic session, which is a mic session between when the bands are finished and starting again. And this year it's run by a guy called Clash Jones.
Oh, right, yeah.
We've never used him before, but we've had some good reports about him. So anybody who likes to come along and have a sing-song, bring your guitar, whatever you want.
Hi, this is Louise, Queen of Social Media, and you're listening to Talking Teesdale with Stuart and Jane.
So thanks to Colin and John for bringing us up to speed with all that's going on at this year's Barnard Castle Meet. It's an absolutely fabulous event, and of course, Jane, you'll be taking part in the thing.
I will, yes. I'll be with Barnard Castle Band.
I was just going to say, you'll be a roadblock.
Yes.
Barney Band play a pivotal role on Bank Holiday Monday.
Well, we used to march, but I think half of the band is of a certain age and can't march, and the other half maybe don't want to march. So, yeah, we just sit at the end of month.
Which half of the band do you fall into? Just out of interest.
Thanks a lot, Stuart.
Are you the can't or you won't?
I'm definitely the... Well, I don't think I could march, to be honest. I don't think I could play and look where I'm going.
But so in recent years, the band has been very strategically positioned to stop the traffic coming down the main street.
Yes, and we do.
And you'll be there again this year.
We will play in, I don't know what, anything to do with the theme of transportation.
All right.
Yeah.
Long train running. I think that was the Doobie Brothers.
Country roads.
Oh, yeah. John Denver.
Barnard Castle March.
Yeah.
Transportation. So there's lots of different, I'm sure we'll find something.
Absolutely. So if you're out and about watching the parade on Bank Holiday Monday, just take a trip up to the top of Galgate and you'll see Barney Band there doing their best to stop the traffic.
Yes.
But yes.
Hopefully you'll be there.
Of course, always. Always. So yes, thanks to Colin and John for that. And we move swiftly on to something a little later on in the summer. It starts at the end of June. And it's what started out as the Summer Festival has this year morphed into the Saturday Sessions.
On Saturdays.
I always say specials. It is special anyway.
It is.
And our old friend Peter Dixon is here to tell us all about it.
Jolly good.
So here we are again with friend of the podcast, Peter Dixon. Peter, it's like you've never been away.
I know, it's lovely, isn't it?
Only this time we're not talking comedy. We're talking Saturday Sessions Live, which is the new name for what used to be, I can't even remember what the old name was now.
Summer Festival.
That was it, the Summer Festival, because the Summer Festival isn't happening this year because Saturday, as the name suggests, Saturday Sessions Live, it's only happening on a Saturday.
Yes, and the truth of the matter is it was kind of a slight exaggeration to really call it a festival because most festivals happen in one weekend and they've got bands from sort of 11 in the morning through till 1 in the morning sort of thing.
Well, we kind of took the opposite view. It was, all summer long.
All summer long, yeah.
All summer long at the weekends. It was a long festival on there. So tell us a bit about Saturday Sessions and what we can expect over the coming weeks in the summer.
Yes, well, as you say, really, it's Saturdays because it is only on a Saturday. And previous years we have been used to doing it on Saturday and the Sunday. What we found was there was less people coming along. There was less interest on a Sunday because people go away and that sort of thing. So it meant that if we didn't do it on the Sunday, we could give the staff a sort of a welcome rest rather than being open 7 days a week. But more to the point, it kind of turned it more into, because we're going to do 3 acts on the Saturday, and it gave us the ability to do that. Made it a little bit more of a daily sort of a festival, where we do one show at 12, one at 2, and then one at 4. So it goes all the way through the afternoon, and it provides a bit of continuity, which was kind of missing before. Previously we were maybe finishing at about sort of 3 or 4 o'clock, and then, what do you do now?
Yeah. And there was kind of a gap as well. There was the sort of 1 in the morning.
Yes,
which was lovely, but then there was a gap, sort of lunchtime gap, before the next act arrived at probably 1:30, 2 o'clock, something like that.
Yeah, that's right. And last year we actually had more activities than actually musicians on the morning as well. Sort of petting animals and that sort of thing, which was good, but it was a little bit more difficult to organise, and it didn't kind of fit in with the music thing as well. So
this will flow a lot better. It will have a proper actual festival feel with one band and flowing on from the next and the next. So who have we got coming? I'm guessing there'll be some acts who've been with us before and 1 or 2 new ones, perhaps?
Yes, that's right. It means with 3 acts each day for 10 weeks, it means we've got 30 acts, which again is a jump up from last time. There was only 20 last year. And it is just exactly that. There's, some very local favourites, people that play in some of the open mic nights, the local blokes, you may be familiar with those. There's a young lad called Robin Pops, who's been with us every year since we've been doing this, and he was a young boy at the time, but he's when you see him now, he's sort of a young man,
quite the young gentleman now.
That's right, yeah. Liffey from over in Swaledale, she came to us not last year but the year before. So there's people that have, because this is the 4th year I think now. Yeah. There's people that maybe weren't there last year but they were there the year before, and that's a good example of that. Malcolm Ellsbury, who kind of runs the open mic night at the Old Well on a Thursday evening. He's been a great help, and when I get stuck, I just ring Malcolm up, and he sort of points me in the right direction of some young singer coming along.
Are we going to welcome our old friends, the Richmond Hillbillies, back?
They're coming back.
Oh, splendid!
Yes, Americana group, very, very good. Yeah, I wouldn't dare do a session without them because they are so good, so popular, and such lovely people as well.
Absolutely. Chuck in 1 or 2 new names this year to look out for.
Well, we've got a couple of sea shanty groups this time, which is
Fisherman's Friends, that sort of thing.
That's it. Yeah. Well, actually, one of them is called Nobody's Friends. I think it's with a tilt towards that idea. The other one's called the Auckland Shanty Singers, who are, as you might guess, from sort of the Bishop Auckland, West Auckland sort of area. Oh. But they do a lot of different activities all over the place. Quite a big organisation. Yeah. Oh, the other ones that I maybe should have mentioned earlier on is the Skiffle group, Hop Skiffle Jump.
Oh, they're excellent.
Yeah, and the Cloth Cappers as well, who are a kind of a sister brother band to them. Some of the members are the same. Yeah, new ones. Pike Peaks, Brer and Bramble. Some of the choirs tend to change over time, and we've got Affinity Choir coming this year, and there's a newish choir that are based in Gainford, I think, called the Little Choir of Teesdale. They're coming this year. Yeah. So it's a kind of mix of all sorts of different genres of things. A lot of folk stuff in there, but there's some, a few electric guitars about, a few choirs, a few duos, a few groups. It's a real mix of things, and I've tried to do it so that the different sort of acts during the day, but things that would appeal to the same person, if you see what I mean. So if you come to one, you'll probably want to stop for the other two, sort of thing. Yeah.
I think the thing to mention is as well, there's no admission fee.
Oh, and it's free.
To anything. I mean, it was the festival began out of the ashes of COVID, really, because when people couldn't really gather indoors. It was a way of providing a stage, wasn't it?
Yeah, it literally was the fact that you couldn't perform inside. So, and the garden had sort of come into fruition then. We were unable to cut the grass because it had to be, after the original development, it had to be left with long grass for eco reasons. And it all sort of came together in that extent. And then there was no stage in that first one. And then we got some money and built a couple of stages, put in electrical power, that sort of thing. And it's grown in popularity. We do ask for donations, but it's not compulsory. And some people tend to disappear 5 minutes before the collection.
But it's fair to say the cafe does well out of all this.
It does, yeah. And it gives a stage for local musicians and brings in people, as we've been talking about, from outside the area that we probably would have never heard, or not perform for a whole hour, because each session is a whole hour. And, the guys bring their own gear. And, it's kind of one of those things where you would normally see, if you saw these people performing, you maybe only see them do a couple of songs.
Yeah. I always like it's sort of, if you play it, they will come, because you always get, once the music starts, and obviously you can hear it across the car park and everything, you get so many people just poking their heads round the gate, not knowing quite what's going on. There may be visitors to the town, or people coming in to do the shopping or anything like that, and you sort of waving to them saying, come on, you can come in, don't worry, we're not going to charge you a fee or anything like that.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
I don't know. But it sounds like an excellent lineup once again. The Saturday sessions start last Saturday in June, the 28th, and they go right the way through to the end of August. Saturday, the 30th of August, is the final one before the schools go back for the autumn. So get yourself along. If not to everyone, just poke your head round, like I say, and enjoy the entertainment. Peter, thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're listening to Talking Teesdale.
And thanks to Peter there for keeping us all up to date on this year's Saturday sessions. Very good. And we'll bring you more details as they happen on the podcast. But now Jane's back once again. Hello.
Hello.
because we're going to have a quick look at what's coming up over the next couple of weeks or so. Starting with a final reminder for Lee Mead.
Yes, Wednesday, the 21st of May.
It's crept up on us, hasn't it?
It has. Yes, Lee will be here with his band, performing songs from Joseph and Technicolor Dreamcoat, which is what he's famous for, other West End shows. And, come along and see him. I think it'll be a fabulous night.
Absolutely. Wednesday night. It's nearly the weekend on a Wednesday, isn't it?
Yeah.
Near enough. Now, if big band's your thing...
Oh, yes, it is.
This lot are really good. Is this the second time or the third time?
Third.
Third time they've been. The previous 2 times have been absolutely brilliant and something of a Guinness World Record thing for how many musicians you can cram into the Witham. Quite frankly. But the smoke...
Well, actually, Barnard Castle Band has a lot more musicians than the big band. Oh. Yeah.
Anyway, the Strictly Smoking Big Band is back this year. Their show is called Time After Time.
Yes. So that's everything from blues and Count Basie to big screen numbers and beyond.
Oh, that sounds good.
That's 8 o'clock on Friday, the 23rd of May.
And the following evening, if you fancy being transported back to the very earliest days of rock and roll, the Everleys and Friends is the show for you.
It is. So this is obviously music of the Everleys and Jerry Lee Lewis, Hank Marvin and Buddy Holly.
So we're talking late 50s, very early 60s with this lot.
Yeah, still a few tickets left for that.
Jolly good. My folks were very big fans of the Everleys. I remember taking them to Blackpool on one of their last tours around the country that they did.
Right.
Which they seemed to enjoy very much. And I'm going to play out with an Everly Brothers. Yeah, simply because I can.
Yes.
Because I like a bit of Everly's myself as well.
Now, we should actually mention, Stuart,
I'm not going to sing, don't worry.
No, I wasn't going to ask you to sing. I was going to make an important announcement.
Oh, please do.
For anybody that's coming to those 3 events.
Yes.
Because with the meet, obviously, we've got the car park that is closed because of the fun fair. So people...
Don't get me started. I'm liable to rant. The fun fair is a particular bee in my bonnet.
Yeah. It's just, there is plenty of parking, street parking. There's long stay car park, but just leave a bit of extra time to find somewhere to park and get to the event on time.
Yeah, and then you too can marvel at the empty town centre car park full of rides that nobody's going on and think, what on earth is all this about?
I'll leave you to rant, Stuart.
That's enough. I'm not going to do it anymore. I promise. And then we're into the following week. We've got films and things. Yeah,
so the bank holiday Monday on the evening, 7:30, we've got an exclusive premiere of The Teesdale Way.
And you can listen to all about that if you find last week's podcast.
Yes.
Robbie Eden tells us all about it. It's going to be a smashing evening. And if you fancy a bit of a night out on Bank Holiday Monday after all the meat parade and such like, then get yourself along. It'll be good. Yeah. Then, later the same week, so Thursday the 29th of May, we've got an Oscar-winning film, The Brutalist. I've never heard of it. Okay. Well, if you come along on Thursday... I'll take your word that it's an Oscar-winning film. It is. It is. It's about a visionary architect escaping post-war Europe. Oh, that sort of thing. He arrives in America to rebuild his life, his work, and his marriage. Ah, so we're talking brutal in an architectural sense. Yes, yes. But it is apparently a brilliant film. So that's 7 o'clock on Thursday, the 29th of May, and we're showing it with subtitles. I was thinking it was more sort of Sly Stallone, Arnie, Jean-Claude Van Damme. I don't think we've got that kind of audience at the moment, Stuart. Fair enough. Also on Thursday, there's a bit of comedy as well for anybody who's interested. There is in the Witham Room, yep. This is 2 Edinburgh Fringe previews. Sam Nicoresti and James Trickey. Yeah, and again, if you find last week's podcast, you'll find more about that when Peter was chatting about the comedy shows that are heading up to Edinburgh. And then to round off with... Yeah, well, of course, it's half term.
So we've got to put something on for families. And this year, very exciting because we're getting Pepper Meets the Baby cinema experience for not one morning, 2 mornings.
It's like you're talking a foreign language to me. What are you on about?
Well, I remember Peppa Pig when my kids were young. That's how long it's been going for, Stuart.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's on Friday the 30th and Saturday the 31st of May at 11 o'clock. So two chances to see that. It's about 65 minutes long, exclusive episodes and songs. And yeah, there's been a lot of hype about it in the media already.
Have you mentioned it to your huge teenage sons now that they might want to go and see it again? Relive their childhood days?
They laughed. But they are very excited about the next film that we've got on.
I thought they might be because you had to explain this to me the other day.
I did. Now, they've already seen it twice, but apparently it is a thing to see it as many times as you possibly can.
We're talking Minecraft.
Minecraft, yes.
Which again means nothing to me.
Is a game. It's a crafting game. You build worlds. It's creative. Yes, and they've made a film out of it starring Jack Black.
All right. Now, Jack Black, I do know, School of Rock.
Yes.
That was a proper film.
Well, he's playing Steve, so people that know Minecraft will know who Steve is.
Right.
Yes. So that is on Saturday the 31st of May after Peppa Pig at 2 o'clock.
Excellent.
A Minecraft movie. Be there.
No. I am 100% the wrong generation for Minecraft.
That's what my two do all the time. They're on call and they're playing Minecraft with each other. Building worlds.
Gaming for me stopped at Space Invaders.
Batman.
About 1982 or something like that.
Dear.
I don't know. Anyway, plenty of stuff on there to tickle the taste buds. There's bound to be something that you fancy. Where can we find out details of all these lovely things?
By going on the website.
Oh, go on then. Where at?
www.thewitham.org.uk.
And we can call the box office.
Yep, on 01833 631107.
Well done. That's it. That's it for this week.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
No problem. We shall see you next week.
Absolutely.
And hopefully I will get a more comfy chair.
You never know.
And a better chocolate biscuit.
I'm going to mug up on Minecraft.
I'll test you next week.
Right. See you then.
Bye.
Bye. And as promised, here's a classic from the Everly Brothers to play out with this week. This is The Price of Love, and we'll be back soon with another Talking Teesdale.
Face
Thanks for listening. We'll be talking Teesdale again soon. In the meantime, please spread the word, like, share and subscribe, or go online to thewitham.org.uk.